G'day you bloody legends, welcome back to another video here on the channel. I'm Sid, as always, on the Aussie Mate 29 YouTube channel. So, today I'm doing something different. I do not have the controller. I'm currently sitting in my gaming room recording this on my new gaming monitor. And today we are going to react to the time that I ended up in a game with Derka Games. Now, if you're unfamiliar who Derka Games is, he is a community contributor on the North American server. He's a really chill guy. I really like playing with very chill Cs. I really enjoy it. There has been a few times I actually got into a games with Aaron a few times, but I got into a mania games with Spine and I pissed him off. I'll be doing more reaction videos on there. So anyways, roll the clip.
Oh, now you're going this way, are ya?
Okay, so I have to point this out. I did admit that I did stream snipe him, but the only reason why I did is because he's such a chill guy. And I wouldn't mind getting into a game, even if he's on the red. I don't go for him, I usually play the game. But I only stream snipe Spartan as well for a side note, just to piss him off. But, overall, I did really have a good time playing against Derka. He almost had me. If he was in the North Cal, he would have completely obliterated me right there. Because if you remember correctly, Nelson has a 25mm nose, so that could get overmatched by 380s and above. So I'm thankful he only had 356mm guns, which can bounce off of that. But he got lucky, got a few pens because I over-angled. Like, as you can see, I was beginning to focus him, but hold on. Yeah. I turned around because I thought that the York would get him.
I think I'm quite certain that
at the time
Nelson
I was
can overmatch us, so we have to be a little careful.
Okay, so the reason why I wasn't focusing down Derka at the time was because I was focusing down the enemy destroyer that was throwing torpedoes at me inside of Bravo. Now, to be honest, I would rather go for a destroyer in my Nelson before going for the big threat, which is the Florida. The Florida isn't much of a threat because he can't overmatch me. So I was thankful that he was playing the Florida and not the North Cal, as I'd have to turn around and focus Derka if he was in the North Cal. But shout out to Derka. Well played, man. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that push, man. I did not know you were there until you pumped me with 4 overpens.
Florida has great heals, though.
I can agree with that. Florida has fantastic heals. It really does. And I take a nasty hit from the destroyer from Robert.
Might just need to load HE, but it's a Nelson. I don't know. We're not going to burn him down.
Okay, so I can definitely agree with that. Like, burning down a Nelson in a BB, because all BBs can pen a Nelson everywhere, because it has only a 25mm bow, stern, and it has 2mm everywhere else. So it can bounce battleship caliber shells, yes, but it can still get penned by the German quarter pen HE spammers, as well as the 203s. So it's not that difficult to really take out a Nelson if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing. Okay, so at this point I start charging Derka, since he now has my full attention.
Yeah, this sucks. This would be so easy with North Cal.
I can definitely agree with that. And he goes to my guns. He goes to my guns, which is actually not a bad idea.
So easy.
Because the reason why is
so
because...
Nightbot.
The reason why that he goes to my guns, that's only due to the fact is Nelson has lightly armored barbette. So it's just like the Lenin. You can knock out the guns almost easily on the Nelson. So it's essentially gone up against the Lenin. If you can't overmatch the Nelson, go for the guns. It's not going to take much force to knock out those guns right off the ship.
It's supposed to pipe up every 20 minutes, I think?
So at this point, I did load AEP. Despite the fact it is short fuse, I could still overmatch his bow and get full pens out of it. If he went broadside, I might shatter because, again, Nelson lacks the pen. But I did the right thing, load up the AP, fired the front 2 guns, and I blacked the gun off of him. And then at this point, he doesn't know that the York is going to come around. But if the York didn't come around when he did, he would have performed the drive-by and would have killed me.
To try to help me remind people to subscribe and stuff like that. Bro, this reload is so painful.
And that's where the York comes around.
Very painful. We probably can't, A drive-by would have been fun, but the York kind of took that off the table.
Yeah, that is true. And there you go. I just blacked, and then I just blacked his front gun. Surprisingly, I was actually not going for his front gun. I was actually going for his center gun, since it's more easy to knock out. But I took that because I didn't want to get blacked with HE and then have to pop a ship printer every like minute or so. But at the time, I always run Cunningham on my Nelson. But at the moment, I'm actually experimenting with John Fisher on my Nelson at the moment to see how far I can take the reload. To see if I can get an automatic HE spammer, which is definitely gonna peeve off a lot of players, especially at tier 5 and 6. Also 7s if you know what you're doing.
Oh my gosh, he just blacked a gun? That's great.
Sorry, Derka. I'm so sorry, man.
Well, if we ever get reloaded here.
Such a chill guy, man. I really like these chill CCs. Okay, and that's the video. See, unlike Derka, and the reason why I stream sniped him was just to have a fun game in his lobby. I was very, very fortunate that I did end up seeing this CC when I did. He helps a lot. I've always had a fascination with this game ever since it was 2020 when I first started playing this game, which is well over 4 years ago. I've been on board trying to find a good YouTuber. I, of course, started up with Spartan, then I realized, in my opinion, Spartan's not that good. But then when I looked at Derka, I was like, oh, this guy actually is very good. He explains it in so much detail. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you do consider leaving a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And also, shout out to Derka again. I am lost for words how much of a privilege it was to play against Derka. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.